Cast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Rev Up Your Business with AI Site Search. Thank you so much for being here. We are super excited for everybody to be joining today. We do want to stay on time, and we do want to go ahead and jump in. We are going to record this, and one second here to start the recording. I thought I started it. So again, welcome. Thanks so much. We're still getting a few folks in here, but again, we're gonna jump right in and get started. A couple of housekeeping things to jump in. First, let me just ask if you can hear me and my audio is good. If you could just use the raise hand function in the go-to panel. There's a little button that says raise hand. Great, I'm seeing people raise their hands. Great, thank you for that. So let's jump in and start talking about revving up your business with AI site search. And I'd like to introduce our speaker today, Erwin Siegel. Erwin has been in the e-commerce industry for over 10 years. Specializing in intelligent search, AI search, merchandising, and conversion rate optimization. So, I mean, it's a real pleasure and a real honor to be speaking with Erwin today about this, and I'm really excited for everybody to get some real takeaways and nuggets from this, so so you can go back and improve your business. So, good morning, Erwin.
Yes, hello.
All right.
Hi, Jeremy. Thank you for the introduction.
Absolutely. So go ahead and jump in. I just want to say one more thing, that if anybody has any questions, please feel free to use the questions or the chat, either one. There's both functions in your go-to webinar panel. But feel free to ask questions throughout, and I'll either ask them either like at the most appropriate time or at the end or something like that. So with that, Erwin, please take it away.
Thank you, Jeremy. All right, so today we're going to speak about how to rev up your business with AI site search. In particular, we are going to address, of course, the e-commerce side of your business in case you have a multi-channel business. As you know, during these times with the whole COVID-19, many businesses are suffering, especially those that have physical stores. And that's why the e-commerce is so much more important these days. And so I want to talk about that. As an introduction, as Jeremy has mentioned, I'm in the e-commerce industry already for over 10 years, specializing in intelligent site search and conversion rates in optimizations. In this webinar, we'll take a look and learn how to put the right focus on aspects of your e-commerce business that really count. Secondly, we are going to also look at how to increase and optimize your average order value in your online store and, of course, increase the conversion rate. In case you don't know what the conversion rate is, it's basically if 100,000 visitors a month enter your online store and only 1,000 would make a purchase, that would be a 1% conversion rate. Third, we are going to also utilize smart AI search and merchandising to achieve your goals. I'm going to show you how to do that and how others have done it before you. And we're going to, at the end, also look at some of the stats, Google Analytics, how it actually moved the needle in their favor. All right. At this slide, we are looking at a huge, like a zoom out overview of the today's environment. We are seeing that since 2011, so basically roughly 10 years ago, the market in terms of marketing technology landscape was relatively scarce, around 150 solutions. It evolved, of course, exponentially over the past 9 years, whereas today we have more than 7,000 solutions, in the e-commerce world and in particular in the marketing technology landscape. So of course we can expect in this year 2020 to be even higher. So we're going to reach nearly 9,000 solutions. So that of course makes it pretty difficult to find out which solution is the right one for you and which one is not the right one. I'm sure every solution has its reason, has its purpose. It has been developed, has been coded by ambitious people that really believed in their product, in their solutions. But of course, not every solution fits every online business out there. Okay, so just a quick question. Can you see my slide right now that says focus on the right aspects?
Yeah,
Jeremy?
actually they're great. They're keeping up, Erwin. It looks like that isn't a problem anymore.
All right, great. So I was afraid there was a delay. All right, so focusing on the right aspects on your e-commerce business. That's what we are basically focusing today on in this webinar. And that has, of course, multiple parts to it. The goal is what you see here at the bottom of the slide is to increase your online revenue. And how do you do that? Is by increasing traffic times increasing the conversion times increasing the AOV or average order value. So this is the key, the formula in order to increase your online revenue. And in order to do that, we have here put together 3 important questions. So of course, being asked hard questions in your business, especially by your boss, it's not always comfortable. But I want to get this uncomfortable part out of the way right up front and ask a few questions here. Are your online visitors having an easy to navigate? Are they having it easy to navigate through your online store? And are you helping them to find the products they're looking for? Secondly, do you show them the most relevant products first, or do they have to just browse through your catalog page after page and look for the product that they're looking for? So this is an important part. We're going to talk about that more in detail. And number 3, are you recommending additional products to your customer, or are you happy when they just buy one product and leave? So this is, of course, you could say, yes, I'm happy if they buy one product, but of course, if you want to increase your revenue with your existing traffic that you have, you always look for them to come back or to make multiple purchases. We have put together a few solutions that help you achieve your goal in increasing your e-commerce conversion rate or e-commerce revenue in that case. The intelligent commerce solution of today looks like you have to have a natural language processing search. You have to have advanced autocomplete, guided navigation, machine learning, AI. So the list goes on and on, as you could see here in the slide. I'm going to talk about each one in detail. What you see right now is the instant NLP search behavior that can be installed and easily installed into every e-commerce business. So if you don't have it yet in your online store, make sure to get it. This is something that really increases the usability, and of course it is visible in your online revenue. So it's measurable in Google Analytics. You can see how the search understands the user's intent. As you type, it right away shows you the right products based on the context of what you're looking for. Let's take a look at another example here. Searching for a color-related search or product, which is quite important, especially in fashion. Red dresses in size 10 without cutouts. So you could see that the search query from this customer is quite complex. So he wants something or she wants something specific, and these are your best customers, if they already know what they want, they didn't just come to look, they came to buy. And those type of customers you really have to serve well. You have to show them the right products that they're looking for, and not just show them random products, because they're easily distracted these days. And if they don't find the products that they're looking for right away, they just keep on moving to the next store and never come back in many cases. So what is the importance of a concept-based search ontology? So I have mentioned to you, there's like two types of search technologies out there. One is a text-based search, the other one is a concept-based search. So the concept-based search, of course, is a broad term. Amongst the concept-based search, there's like the concept-based natural language processing search, machine learning, and AI. So Celebros has basically encapsulated all of that. And we are looking at here an example. If someone is searching for shoes, it's not a complex query. It's a very simple, a broad search term. If you search for shoes, or if your customers, if your shoppers search for shoes or any simple product, oftentimes you get too many results. And what you can see here in the graphic around these blue hexagons, you see shoe rack, shoe polish, shoelaces, shoe insert. So it's basically all products that are not shoes, but they do have the word shoe in it. And in a textual search engine, these products will be returned, in many cases returned on the first page. So the concept-based search technology actually not just finds the right products, but also excludes the wrong ones. So the concept-based search technology understands the meaning behind the search term, in this case, shoes. It returns only the shoe-related products like high heels, trainers, walking shoes, flats, and so on. But it knows to automatically exclude all the products that may have the word shoe in the title or description, but are actually not shoes, and it recognizes that and excludes them from the search results page. And this works really well, not just with shoes, obviously. Here we have another examples with table. If your customers, if your shoppers search for table and you're selling tables, but also you're selling table lamps and maybe tableware and tablecloth and many other products that may have the word table in it, what you get from a text-based search, and maybe the search technology that you're using today on your site, it can be really frustrating for your customers. So your online shoppers have to dig through the hundreds of search results and find the right products, if they even find it. So you can see here on the left side, you have a image, a screenshot taken from an online store using a text-based search technology, and it just shows in the very first items, shows all kinds of table lamps along with actual tables. Versus concept-based, again, it would exclude the table lamps automatically, and it would only return the different table categories, table types. Okay, so this is very important for any search engine, any online store today, to understand the meaning behind that. So what do shoppers today expect from a search engine? They all know, of course, Google, basically the guru among the search engines, the mother of all search engines, Google, and pretty much everybody's happy with the Google search results. So they like the search engine that Google offers, but how can you transfer that kind of intelligence into your online store? And this is something that has caused many companies to really scramble and try to develop something that resembles Google, but just for product search, for searching products or item or content within one site. So this is where Celebros came in, and they have developed a natural language processing. They have equipped it with artificial intelligence, with machine learning, and they have added these dictionaries for each of the languages that are supported. to understand the meaning behind each of these words. As you could see here, the dry hair shampoo for men, jeans under $80, or jeans between $80 and $100. So all these queries are understood. So it always also makes references between the different shoe sizes. If you are selling shoes and apparel, it has the most common synonyms already built in. It knows out of the box the singular and plural version of each word. And in the English language alone, there's like 12 different variations how to write singular and plural. We see here just 3 different. And also it understands semantic search queries. So your shoppers can search on your site as they would speak with a regular salesperson. Of course, it does also a speller engine, a quite robust one that corrects pretty much every spelling mistake that your customers may have added into the search box. Talking about machine learning and AI is really crucial for not just making your site look better, having a better usability, but also actually it shows itself, the results show itself in your Google Analytics site search revenue. And of course, if you want to connect all your category pages with the intelligent search engine, that's also possible. That means all your category pages and search results pages are using the machine learning and AI. So in the top left image, what you see here, the search results for TVs brings back the right products, but not in the right order. Basically, the first 4 products that you see are pretty much the same, not much different. So it's not very user-friendly, and it doesn't convert very well. And after machine learning starts learning and rearranging products, you can see on the bottom right corner, it actually shows you much more relevant products than before, even though the number of products has not changed. Another example here in the fashion industry. So fashion is always a good example to explain how things work. So searching for red bikinis, let's assume 6,500 users have searched for red bikinis on this site. The conversion rate for the product on position 1, 0.15%. The conversion rate on the product on page 4 has 1%, but because it has much less views, the 1% conversion rate doesn't make much of a difference in terms of revenue. So now this is the point where the machine learning and AI, artificial intelligence, jumps in. Machine learning records every search term and every product click, and it rearranges products based on the popularity, and it looks at increasing your overall revenue. So this is something that you can utilize with your e-commerce. It works with every vertical. It doesn't matter if you are in a fashion industry or food industry or anything else. It works really well. So this machine learning is something that you should have in your e-commerce, on your e-commerce site, if you want to really maximize the online revenue. Okay, so we have also different types of ranking, of course, not only machine learning. Machine learning, AI is just one aspect. You should be also able to rank products based on other KPIs, such as new arrivals, when has a product been added. This is certainly important for fashion catalogs, fashion stores. Bestseller is one important KPI that you want to rank your products by bestseller as well, or even high margin. So you may have different profit margins for different products or different brands. Second level is like promoting or demoting certain product groups. So in case someone is searching for dresses here in the center, you want to promote your evening dresses. If someone is searching for t-shirts or shoes, you want to promote Nike. If someone is searching for anything else, you want to promote a certain gender. And then you can also go into the product detail level. You can promote individual products for a specific search term. So we call that all merchandising. Merchandising is something that is actually a term that pretty much every online retailer these days have seen it, have tried it, have heard it. So merchandising, the key of merchandising is something you need to know what you're doing, and it needs to be easy to handle. You need to be able to easily promote or unpromote products. And this is what you saw here in the short clip. You search for a query, you promote, drag and drop in the back end your products that you want to push to the top of the search results page. And you can even do it after someone has clicked a refinement. You can still manually control which products to show up to display first. Next is an interactive product recommendation engine. So here what we are seeing is as the name already suggests, you recommend products, relevant products to your customers as they type. So they started typing in your search box. Right away, you see like product recommendations appearing. If it's mobile or desktop, doesn't matter. And then you have also right away product or keywords suggested based on the words that your customer has typed into the search box. So it's really easy. It brings the customer straight to the product, and that's the whole key. You have to bring to your online customer the right products as quickly as possible. Cross-selling, of course, goes also like the traditional way of cross-selling product recommendations is adding it on a product detail page. This is something that you should have as well. If you don't have it, make sure that the cross-selling is not monotone, that you have different settings, different options to promote products. In this case, you see here shorts for women. The recommendation engine shows them also women products, but from different categories. You have some, you have a t-shirt, pants, other shorts. So this is all geared towards increasing your online revenue, your average order value actually. So the recommendation engine can also, of course, recommend products from the same category. If someone is looking at one product and cannot really decide, should he buy it, should he not buy it? And then you have a few other recommendations with different colors, different styles slightly, but more or less in the same price range. So here, this helps to keep your customers engaged and prevent them of leaving your site because they are undecided. That's what you have to also prevent. You have to prevent your online visitors, your shoppers. You have to prevent them, or don't give them a reason to leave your site. So if they leave your site, it shouldn't be up to you. So you always have to try to keep them engaged as much as possible. And of course, your product recommendations should not be purely based on AI, but it should also have the HI, which is the human intelligence factor. So you would always have to be able to manually recommend products for specific products, just in case if there's something that you want to have control over.
Hey, Erwin,
so here's a few examples.
We've got a question. I thought I'd break in and pause, give you a breather here. This is great information. But the question is, you're speaking about how important the AI search is, and the question is, how does somebody know, if they have that type of search today? If how do they know whether they even have this today or need it?
Yeah. Okay. So the answer to that question is basically do a few tests. If you need help with doing a search evaluation of your site, we can help you with that. But you can do it by yourself too. Just take a few examples that you just saw in some of these slides, type it in, be critical, act as if you would be seeing your online store for the first time. Or even sometimes you can ask your parents, cousins, friends to just find a specific product online and ask them how easy was it to find it. And if it wasn't that easy, you know that you have a problem with many thousands of other customers that are searching products online. Okay.
Yeah. And then kind of a follow on to that is, if somebody is on, in this case, it's Magento, should they assume that they have this if they're on a platform like a Magento or a Shopify, or should they assume they don't have this?
Yes, categorically, Magento or Shopify or any other platform doesn't offer an smart search technologies. They do, what they offer is like a text-based search technology. It means if you search for tables, you get tableware and tablecloth, table lamps. So these type of search technologies is built into Magento, Shopify, and every other e-commerce platform. If you want to have something more intelligent to maximize your conversion rate, it's certainly worthwhile to look for intelligent or semantic site search technologies.
Great. All right, great. Hey, thank you. There's some more, but I know that you're going to be covering.
Yeah, so there's a few more slides that I want to show you, which is now getting into the Google Analytics and looking actually at the results. So far, all we have done is looking at problems, asking ourselves some hard questions, looking at the solutions, what we would recommend, which kind of solutions you should implement into your online store. But now we're going to take a look at what results these may have and has had on other sites. So looking at here, the Google Analytics, this is actually taken from my customer's Google Analytics. That's why we cannot show you which customer it is. But it's basically, if you're familiar with Google Analytics, this is the standard layout of tracking site search conversion rates and revenue. You can see here this particular customer, which is went live, and 2 days later, looking into the Google Analytics stats, we have seen an uplift in site search conversion rate by over 200%. So of course, 200% sounds a lot, but it's basically jumping from a conversion rate from 2% to 6%. So that would be 200%, right? So if you have a conversion rate of currently 2% and you want to increase it, you just have to give your customers, your online shoppers, what they're looking for. It's like in a real brick and mortar store. If someone walks into your store and asks the salesperson, where can I find men's running shoes in size 10? The salesperson needs to know exactly where that product is, and then asks, of course, questions, which brand, which style, and so on. So another example here, this is an Celebros site search analytics showing after the first week an uplift in conversion rate. This is a different customer, by the way. So this is a different website, different e-commerce store, an uplift in site search conversion rate by 155% to the previous week. After 30 days, this is again a different customer. I'm not sure if it's the same customer, different customer. So this was recent, just May of this year. You could see here the differentiation, basically segmentation between visits without site search and visits with site search. As you could see here, that the visits, the e-commerce has grown, doesn't matter what, with or without intelligent search, the e-commerce grew. That's undisputable. But the site search customers have generated exponentially more in terms of revenue than the customers that did not use a search. So this is again a testimony of how important the intelligent NLP and AI search is for any e-commerce site out there. You could see here the uplift in site search revenue from 67,000 euros in the month of from March 24 to April 23 within 30 days, 67,000 euros, and then a month later, with intelligent search, has generated more, almost 3 times as much, right? So it's remarkable versus the regular uplift in business happened just from 80,000 to 100,000. So these are all the visitors that did not use the search on the site. Okay, so here's another customer that has implemented the intelligent search last year. So the time frame, what you could see up here, is October 1st to December 30th. So basically the Q4 of 2019. So this was before the entire COVID situation. The Google Analytics actually gives you information, and they actually track your conversion rate. They track your site search if you have, of course, activated it, and they make note of some such achievements. So Google has notified the customer here that your site performs above average for visits with site search. So they have just shown you that, yes, you're on the right path. Your site search conversion rate is performing above average. You're doing great. But you can see here down below, the visits with site search, the conversion rate has increased to 15%, and the visits without site search is at 2%. So actually the conversion rate of site search is 15%, not the increase. 15. And here the revenue generated through the searchers, I call them the searchers, the visitors that use the on-site search, have generated more than half of the total revenue in this during this Q4 of 2019. So of course, this begs the question, does Google take these information also in ranking your site in their search results? I would say yes. Obviously, it's all speculations how the Google search algorithm works. But after being in the search business for over 10 years, I can tell you, if I would be Google, I would definitely look at the conversion rate of e-commerce sites before I rank them to my first search results page on Google. So that's out of the question. I don't want to show in my search results as a Google search results sites that have poor conversion rates, because that makes my customers unhappy. And they say, well, all the results that Google gave me were bad. I'm just going to a different search engine. So obviously, it's just common sense that Google would look at these stats and would take it into consideration when they rank sites on their search results pages. Okay, so now it's time to also ask questions. But I have a question to you. When will you start to increase your online revenue? Is it something that you are serious about it? You want to really make a positive change? Or is it something that you just want to put off to next year and wait until the sun shines again because you don't know what tomorrow brings? But if everybody would think that way, nothing would be moving. So obviously the best time to invest in a better technology, in a better equipment, in better everything for your business is at times like these.
Perfect. No, that's great, Erwin. A couple questions have come in. Some folks have indicated they are doing those, they're actually trying to run those tests themselves, and they're wondering, could you give some URLs of sites that run our search so they could compare? They can run a search on a site that they do know has this intelligent search, and they can see how it operates.
Yes, obviously. Yes, we can send you a few links of websites that are using Celebros. We have also a few in the reference slides that I showed you here. You can go back and take a look at yourself. Where is it? Here. Avon.com, for example, Sugarfina, Hirmer.com. Hirmer is a German, it's actually the world's largest men's only fashion retailer. They have a multi-channel, multiple stores, but also the online business is available in 4 different languages. We have Mood Fabrics, of course, niche, but we have Bawden Shoes in Ireland, owned by a famous Irish Gaelic rugby player, and also pharmacy industry. So we have pretty much references in almost every industry.
So Avon.com, so AVON.com, Sugarfina, SUGARFINA.com. Can you spell out the Hermer URL for?
Yeah, Hermer, as you could see, HIRMER.com.
Okay, all right. I think that's a great start. I have a question. It's kind of, I've seen it here in a couple, and I think this could be a real nice takeaway or nugget for folks. Is in some of the reports you were showing Google and how Google can actually track your searches. Maybe you could give everybody that tip about how to make sure they go in and look at Google and see, or either set up Google so that it actually is telling you how is your site search working for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a good point. So it's very important to measure, analyze, and then to optimize. If you don't measure, you don't really know if you're good, if you're doing well or not good. So Google Analytics actually helps you quite a lot. And you go to, what I would do is just Google plainly how to activate site search tracking on Google Analytics. So that's the first step. You have to activate your site search tracking. Most of them have it already activated. If not, there's like great YouTube videos how to activate your site search tracking on Google Analytics. And then you can go in under Google Analytics, if you're familiar with, under the tab Behavior, Site Search, Usage. And then you can see the actual information that you have seen here, some of my slides. You can actually track the success of your current site search technology.
Yeah, I think that'd be really helpful for some folks here, because I understand, Google, once you start tracking, and like you said, that is obviously very important. You can tell whether your current search is actually performing on par or subpar or even better than average, and that'll certainly give you an indication. So. Yeah. Well, great. I'm going to take a couple more minutes here. If we didn't answer your question, just so you know, they are being logged in GoTo, and we will certainly come back and just personally reach out to you with answers to your questions. So don't feel like we're not going to get to them here. If we don't, we will follow up. But I'm going to kind of, yeah. That's a great point. I was just reading somebody was saying you can actually use the search terms from analytics and use them to optimize your SEO. So that's a great point. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, that's a great point.
Be great use. So really quick.
We haven't talked much about We haven't talked much about SEO. We just talked about your existing traffic that you have. Of course, SEO is it's a very important topic, but that's for next time.
Yeah. So a few more minutes here, and then we'll give you some time back in your day. Erwin, maybe you can kind of wrap up with. I've had a few different questions as you were going through the explanation of intelligent search. We used a lot of different terms. We used terms like NLP and semantic and things like this. And maybe you can kind of just kind of summarize, from the top, kind of a top down, like, what's the difference between all these, these words that we used?
So NLP stands for natural language processing. So this is some technology that is still in development, already in development for decades, but it just gets better and better. So natural language processing is basically making machines understand humans, understand in particular human language. So it's not always easy, as we have seen in some of the examples with shoes and tables. Natural language processing has to understand the intent of the customer. So if an online shopper is searching for a product online that he wants to purchase, but he cannot because he doesn't know how to really phrase it, he doesn't know how your product is named. So natural language processing technology actually helps gap that or bridge that gap between the human and your static catalog, your code. So the other phrase, AI, artificial intelligence, it's of course now it's a buzzword that pretty much can apply it in every technology, and there's cars with AI, there's phones with AI, there's everything with AI these days. Almost can also buy frozen chicken with AI, but there's a difference between AI and AI. So there's a huge difference. Of course, in a context of e-commerce site search, having an AI-powered search is simply making your search enabling your search technology to learn and not to make the same mistakes over and over. If your shoppers made a mistake, if they didn't find products, the search engine learns automatically to make it better the next time. And this is in the context of search technology, what it means in a nutshell to have artificial intelligence.
Perfect. All right.
Did I miss anything, Jeremy?
No, I think that's great. I think that's great. So, so with that, unless there's anything else, like I said, if you do have a question, we will certainly we'll come back and address it. But with that, I say, Erwin, we wrap up and we give some folks some time back in their day. Hopefully, maybe they take that time. You can go for a walk, do some yoga, whatever you guys want to do. We really
or eat some
appreciate
yogurt.
Eat some yogurt. But we really appreciate your time today. We really appreciate you joining. And we certainly hope you look for upcoming webinars, white papers. You know, we love to share all the experience that we have in helping our customers win more business, and we love to share that in webinars like this to help everyone here grow. So thanks everybody.
Yeah.
Erwin, thank you so much. Any last words?
Yeah, I just posted my email address in the chat window. So in case you want to contact me personally, esiegel@bridgeline.com. Celebros belongs to Bridgeline. Bridgeline offers a all-in-one e-commerce and CMS platform. So, but Celebros is available as a standalone product, and you can write me an email, get a one-on-one call set up or a web meeting, and we can help you with anything that you need in terms of increasing your online revenue.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you again, Erwin. Thank you everybody for joining. So we'll sign off now and hopefully see everybody at a later time. Thanks everybody.
Yes, thank you. Thanks everyone.